Hello friends, and welcome to another episode of the Urban Homesteading channel. If this is your first visit in our channel, we want to extend to you a very warm welcome and invite you to view any of our over 500 videos that we have arranged for your convenience in playlists, as we are confident you're going to find something both entertaining and useful to watch. If you have been here before but you have not subscribed, what are you waiting for? If today is your birthday, we want to wish you a very happy birthday. Well friends, here we are in the living room in our homestead, enjoying a nice afternoon beverage. And while this is a very nice and comfortable space, as you can see, I have no good place to put my beverage without risking maybe spilling it and upsetting Mrs. Wizard. So if there was only a way to find some space. So one of the best solutions for our little situation here is a custom built piece of furniture, and here it is. If you want to see how we made this so you can make one for yourself, stick around and we're going to show you, like always, every step. So we start by marking our dimension, that in our case is determined, of course, from our couch, right? So you do need dimensions on this project, unfortunately. And we made our first mark, and we need to cut this much off. This is our waist, right? So we're going to set up with our saw. I'm not sure if we will be able to do it there or not, but we're going to set up to cut this, and we'll be right with you. We use our track saw for this operation. And we are set up with our track in our mark, and we're ready to cut. All right, let's see how we did. Oh, Miss Wizard's favorite.
Fuzzies.
Fuzzies, but it is a good cut other than the fuzzies. Mm-hmm. So we're going to hit those now, right now, and we're going to get back with you.
What are we hitting them with? A hammer?
Yes.
Okay.
So we are setting our saw again to cut, and we are setting our clamps. Is that correct?
And so these clamps are designed to go into this channel and then attach.
And that way you don't mar the wood as much, I guess. Is it secure, huh? It keeps going for some reason. I don't know why.
It took a long time for it to stop.
Yes. All right, and now we're ready to cut.
I'm just showing how these look on the underside like that. And this is not a particularly wide board, so they are kind of butting up against each other, but they would hold on a wider piece. Okay?
Ready?
Maybe you could wait until I push start. Okay.
Well, how would I know?
I don't know, but you just start talking. Go ahead. So now
we switch to our miter saw. And again, we're using our old and tried method of using the piece we cut already as a template. Okay, ready? Perfect cut.
Okay.
Fantastic. What is this one?
Don't know, but looks good.
So we are going to put receptacles here, and we mark the position of our receptacle. We use a measuring tape because we're going to put one on each side, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we use a measuring tape so they will look balanced, they will not be just an arbitrary. And then we're going to probably use a multi-tool to cut it. Yes? Okay. Simply position your receptacle where you think you like it, and again, we're using a measuring tape to put it in the same position on each board, and then trace an outline. In an application like that, you don't need an electrical box. And we're going to show you how we're going to do this as well. But, you know, we don't need an electrical box, and I'm still deciding how we're going to make the opening. All right, and there is our opening. So we found out that our original idea would take too long, and I'm not a patient man, to put it mildly, right? So we switch. think it's a little bit. Right? Want to take that off, or you want to use the same? I want to.
This one?
Can I put a little bit?
A little bit too far. Yeah.
Because they would go home. But I can open
Oh,
it.
they're gonna go in enough. That's better. It's really tight, but it's better.
Okay. Well, I can open it some more if you want.
We can open it just to work it on this end too, because we're a little shy of the mark.
I know, but it fits perfectly. Yeah. Right?
If you think it fits perfectly for what we need, then that's fine.
I think so. So these holes don't have to be perfect. As you can see, we are not perfect. And the reason for that is because we have a plate that any imperfections you have will be covered by, right? So, ta-da! And Mrs. Wizard's favorite pastime, sanding the boards or knocking the, how do you call it, knocking the
Softening this
hardness,
edge,
yeah.
softening this hard edge into a more rounded edge.
Now for this build, we chose to buy boards that were the dimensions we wanted because they existed. So we only had to do minimal cuts. So if you don't have a lot of tools, this project, you can continue, this project can be done with a handsaw if you want, because we only had 90-degree cuts, right?
Right, except for the outlets.
Well, yeah, the outlet you will need either the initial tool, which was, I forget what's called, multi-max,
Yeah.
or any kind of reciprocating. It doesn't have to be a multi-max. Some reciprocating wood tool. And I think in our case, mostly it didn't work because my blades are dull. I need new blades. But in any case, if you don't, jigsaw works fine.
Right. So we used the jigsaw and the drill bit that was big enough for the blade to fit in.
So after we done, we're going to do the assembly. It's a reasonably simple piece, right? It has two sides and a top. And we're going to put a piece to connect the two. It's not truly a base, it will be above the bottom.
Said brace.
Brace, yes, I thought it was base, sorry. So stick around. So we're using an existing cord that we have saved from a device that failed. And Mrs. Wizard and Pete always make fun of me for keeping them, but here we are using it, right? You don't want to admit it, just because you're behind the camera. So we're going to strip this. And we're going to attach it to our plug there. And then we're going to connect the two plugs with another piece of wire, right? And we will have power in both of them. We need a little bit of a screwdriver here, or a big of screwdriver, makes no difference, whatever you prefer. Again, when you do electrical connections, the copper is live and the silver is the neutral. No, the ground is the green.
Okay, neutral.
So if you can think, this is the black and the silver is the white, and of course the green is the neutral. In our case, we don't have a neutral. I might decide to require it later with a neutral, but for now it's fine. I just need to find out which cable is the hot and which is not. So we'll be right back, folks.
Yep, so we're filming.
Didn't work as smoothly as I wanted it, but this cord you can buy at the dollar store for about $1.
Yeah, I'm trying to say, could it be different than $1?
So they're actually cheaper than buying cable in any other way. And we're going to do the same thing we did before. We're going to try. This is hard for some reason. It shouldn't be hard. Yeah, finally. And we're going to all right.
Need to do
And
the
now-
other end as well.
Yes, but I don't need to do it now. What we need to know is, okay, this has a rib, right? Can you feel it? Because we need to know.
So yes, this one is smooth. And this one has a rib on it. And they look like, if you look, this one is slightly fatter than this side. So what does it mean when it has the rib and it's fatter?
It's just to identify. It makes no difference in
But
our
which
case.
one is that?
We can decide which one it is.
Okay.
So this, I'm putting a red mark. Then we're going to put a red mark on the other side on the same cable. So choose the same cable.
No pressure.
No pressure. It will blow up if you choose a mistake. No, it won't. I think it's this one.
Let's just follow it.
The-
to be
put-
sure.
We'll put the mark on the rib, right?
Yeah.
And all we're doing now, folks, is we're making sure we connect the same cable, right? We don't want to put a. This is actually more critical because we don't want to put the live and the neutral reversed. This will be a cable between the two. Okay, that's all. We don't need to mark anything else.
No, but we need to take the ends off.
Not yet,
Not
Not
yet,
yet.
folks.
because they will be frying as we are working on this. So,
Frying?
yeah, they're going to be fraying because there are little strands.
Okay,
Fraying, because you said frying, and I was like, what's
electrical frying.
Yeah.
Don't. Yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah?
Use your words.
no words. This kind of wire, you need to twist it before you attach it.
It is kind of apart. Let me see if I can get that. Yeah, it's got a little bit of a fray going on. And then when you twist it, come on, camera,
Move
then
a
it
little
becomes a
forward.
single. Okay.
I was telling Kim yesterday, I was watching the difficulty you guys have in focusing, and it's really you're outside the focusing capability of the camera.
Maybe you should film your own shows.
I do film, and when I film, I don't have this difficulty. That's what I'm sharing the knowledge. So, the ribbed one, we have to decide now. The ribbed one will be our hot or our neutral. It makes no difference. They're the same wire.
You pick.
Makes no difference. Let's put one in one place. All it's important is that the same wire, whatever you designated as hot, is connecting to the hot of the other.
Okay,
Makes sense? You're not recording?
I am.
Okay.
Why do you think I have it on your hands?
I have no idea. All right. So we are going to use some electrical tape because this is going to be. It will not really be open. It will be in the side here in the wood, so it will be isolated well. But for extra safety, we're going to put a couple of strands of electrician's tape just around it to ensure that we are safe. You want me to cut it?
Not yet.
Don't touch this. And we're going to do the same on both. We're not going to show it to you on both. And in the very unlikely event that this is removed and someone touches it, it's not going to be electrocuted, right? Make sense?
Yep.
Next dollars. And once we're going to do the other one the same way. So we have attached our receptacles, as you can see. And just for an added safety, we check that our wiring is correct. Remember, we have no neutral, so our code here, if you read the code, says that ground open, right? Because we don't have a ground. So if you read there, it says ground open, and that is the middle.
Well, it's upside down, so
Okay.
whoever can read that.
I can,
Open ground is the very top,
right.
this top one, so.
And
Yep.
we expected that because we don't have a ground on this.
Right.
So if you want to do the other connection, we should have the same light. If you have anything else, then it's incorrectly
No,
installed. Okay?
that's what we have. Okay.
So we know that this is correctly installed.
Stored.
Installed?
In stored.
And
How can we try?
kind of come underneath. We have connected the 2 outlets with the cable, and then this is the one that goes to the wall to provide the power.
In our case, to the floor.
Right.
All right. So the next thing is we need to decide how we're going to put it together and stain it. So we're showing you the bottom of our board, and we use biscuits for alignment. And as you can see, here is our wiring in the bottom. Do you want to put some tape to hold the cable?
We'll allow Mrs. Wizard to decide what she wants to do. It's her project.
Everything is my project. And now we're debating if we're going to put any strengthening in the corner there. I haven't decided yet, I'm thinking about it. But as you can see, the project is progressing. The reason we decided to use biscuits is for alignment.
Is this down far enough? Does it need to be tapped at all? This side?
I don't know, I didn't look at it.
This side looks, yeah, there's a gap there.
Now, I don't know what to make sure that our alignment is correct, and then we're going to use some a corner angle and glue, and of course a biscuit to finish the assembly. And then we'll be inside. We're using Type Bond 2 wood glue for this project. And our very trusty red corner clamps. Uh-oh. It's tilting too much towards one side. So we want to attach an element here at brace to ensure that our sides do not move right or left when we actually move the piece. We have already drilled. Okay, you have a mark. Tell me where you want it on the mark. Sorry. Not tight. Let's do the other side.
Okay.
So here we are. The piece is assembled. We're leaving the corner brackets on just until the glue really dries. I think it's dried already, but to avoid putting stress in the corners. And our 2 receptacles are in place. So the next thing we have to do is actually stain it, and we're going to stain it using our normal process and our normal stain that we use for most of the things in the house. So we're going to start this process and we'll be right back. Did you saw the bottom?
I'm showing it right now. Okay.
So here we are, we're starting our staining, and the dark stain we feel is going to make a very nice complement to our couch, and that's why we chose the darker plugs, right? Again, the electrical connections of those are very straightforward, as we showed you. But again, if it's something that scares you, have a friend that knows how to do it, or just watch our video. We just showed you how to do it. It is really a straightforward process. And keep in mind, most lamps and chargers and things of this nature, which is what we're going to power out of those strips, do not require a ground. But if you really wanted a ground, you could just use a cable with a ground. Correct?
Yep.
So what do you think?
I think it looks really nice.
So our staining is moving along, and then we're going to put the face plates on the receptacles, and that will conclude the finishing of the project. Now, depending on how visible it is, in our situation it will not be very visible, but you can give it more detail. You can put maybe a shelf, right? Mm-hmm. In our case, it really will not provide the utility to do so, because it will be between our couch and a wall. But definitely there are things that you can do, more things you can do. So the last piece is to attach our plates. What do you think, ladies?
Looks good.
And now we need to put it in its place once the stain is dry. So here our finished piece before we put it behind our couch where it is designed for. But this way you can see how the piece looks when it's completed and finished. We do plan to remove the receptacles and replace them with receptacles that also have USB chargers, because that would be a good place to charge your phone or other device, but we didn't have any available today. But the process is identical. You wire them the same way, everything is the same as we have shown you. So this is our finished project. So here we are, our project is complete, and as you can see we put a temporary decoration for a lamp to show you the utility of the thing. We are going to put in general, especially when we put the USB ports here, we are going to put our phones to charge here, and it's definitely a nice place if you're watching TV or having visitors and you talk with them to rest your coffee or your drink or something like that. So this is our episode for today. We do hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, we'll ask you for a thumbs up. If you didn't, the other button works as well. Share, like, subscribe if you have not done so, and let us know what you would like to see in future episodes in our channel. From Dr. Wizard, Mrs. Wizard, Elpida, and the Urban Homesteading channel, stay healthy, wash your hands, put your mask on, and we are going to see you soon. Farewell, friends.